Welcome back, I'm GamerMade0, and last time we viewed room number 4 where we worked with rail cars. Now I'm not going to go back through all the rooms. If you'd like to get an idea, though room 3 was really fun with the doors, hidden doors and things like that. But working with mine carts and different things have been really fun. So room 5, now this is going to be some fun. So we're going to recognize some of the stuff that we've seen from before being put into this room. So now really this is all that's in the room. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and reset 0. There we go. So this is a counter, and if you guys have been watching my videos since room number 1, most likely room number 2 is where you'd really get this. We have a switch, a 10-way switch. Now it can actually go much farther than just 10 ways. We have a 0, which is off, which comes to this, so you guys will recognize this switch. Signal comes through here, brings up all the sand. This signal hits this sand block, and all these blocks are falling off by the time the signal hits the sand block, but that redstone will make this sand block stay up because the piston underneath of it will receive power through the sand. And then the next time you press it, this one will stick, then this one, and it keeps going. So if you want to know more, go back and watch that video, so that way you guys can understand more on what's going on. Now, this right here are different. Here, let's turn them off. So this right here is a way to get a signal going repeatedly. So let's show you. Notice this one goes, they're right in sync with each other, but this one's just a little bit, or is faster. This one takes twice as long to do, and it's really just because of the redstone circuit going around it. That's all. These are on level all 4s, these are on all 2s. So basically what's going on is when the block gets pushed, and I showed this because these haven't been really shown back there. Not yet anyways. There was one spot that kind of showed them. But, I mean, because the rising and falling edge detectors. But we didn't really show a way to loop these in such a way that you can get a continuous signal. Because one of the problems is if you do this and you do it in order to, let's say, get a pulse going. And that's what this is. It's sending a timed pulse around in a circle. Then you can see it completes the network by sending it through this. Sent the signal through here to get it started, but then kept the signal going through here in a pulse. If it stays on too long, you could just get one continuous signal and it will never break and just stay on. But because it was pulsed short enough, it will never actually meet the tail of itself as it goes around in a circle. Same thing here, it just takes longer for it to go. Alright, now this is where I start off with my theory. Now I use 3 different colors mostly so I don't get confused while actually building this thing. And that's really all it is. It's the different numbers that are coming through. So in this case, red is, and it's actually not the numbers, forgive me. I misspoke on that one. It's actually the different portions of the clock. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now over here, when this one is triggered, it will go up and hit every one of these except for blue. Why? Because blue is the center part of the clock. Whereas the rest of these or either one side or the other. So really what's going on is when it gets turned to number 1, and here let's go ahead and push it. So really, we want these two lit up because that's number 1. So what colors are those? Well, purple and green. So let's follow the signals back. Let's follow purple back, or purple back. I said black because I saw that. Comes from over here. You can see it coming on, and it comes from this. Okay, cool. Where else is it going? So it's on there, it misses through there, and it comes to, hey, guess what? Green. And there we are. But that's all it does for number 1 anyways. For number 2, now we have red, pink, we're missing purple, but then we have blue, light blue is something else we're missing, then we have green and yellow. So really there's only 2 signals that we're not turning on, and that's purple and light blue. Well, where's the purple and light blue going? Well, purple goes to the side and it's off, and light blue goes right here. So really all you have to do is send the signal where you want. So each one of these is capable of connecting with each one of the yarn lines up here. Each one of them can connect, but whether you connect them or not is what actually sends the signal through, and that's what kind of paints the picture. So you can think of this as you have a counter. This is like one algorithm or one piece. This counter is based off of multiple different memory latches, because that's what this is a memory latch. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different memory latches. So there's 9 different memory latches, but where's the 10th number come from? The 10th number actually comes from what happens when all of those memory latches are off. That's where the 10th number comes from, the 0. So then we have 1, 2, and so on and so forth. So then once the memory latch has turned on, the last one, if we get one more signal coming through here, essentially that's what triggers a reset and then sends the signal all the way back through. So it'll send the signal, let's see, it's this right here in this case that pushes this piston. So every time we push the buttons down there, this will light up, but it doesn't connect because this one isn't on. When it is on, it'll send the signal all the way down to the end, which will come down here and then force this light off, which is what's currently powering it. And by turning this off, every one of these blocks is going to drop. Alright, so this room right here, it takes a lot of doing. So even though this is probably one of the quicker ones to go over, partially because we learned the little steps, this is also one of the more complicated and what has used the majority of our redstone pieces to build together. So I've explained this before, we kind of figured it out together because I didn't remember this. But these send the signals up so that way they can send the signals this way. But this alone does not send a signal straight through. It's this that sends the signal to this, because this is kind of like a complete power for a block, whereas this, let's say, I think the repeater can just detect that this is on, sort of, because the block is there. It's a little bit different, and that's definitely not how the Minecraft and the Windows version of Minecraft works. But then otherwise, once the signal's on and the memory latch is up, like over here, sends a signal this way, which then goes through this. So the piston is there because when this one's on and it sends the signal backwards, it'll cut the signal to anything else. So that way, while 2 is on, 1 is off. And if you come all the way over here to the very last one, 9, if 9 is on, it's going to signal through this one, which is going to turn this off, and that off, and all the way down. So each one of those is off. So we only have the signals coming from 9 this way. So I hope you guys like this and how this worked. It's, like I said, not super complicated once you start looking at the parts, but it takes a lot of thinking to put it together. And that's really what you've got to do to build these big complicated projects, is you've really just got to figure out how to put them together but break them down into their smaller components. I mean, we learned how to work up building up on these half slabs, the signal, passing the signals up. And then it's a really easy thing just to send them through and then put a repeater here so that way the signals from down there don't come back through here, because that could mess other things up. And then just make sure your timing's on point with each repeaters. Obviously, 9 is going to take just a little bit longer to get there than 8 is. And then from here, 1 is going to take just a touch. 1 through 8 is going to take a touch longer because of this row than 0 is. Alright, so that's it for room number 5. I really thank you guys very much. I hope you found these really fun and educational, or just interested in seeing the contraptions and the kinds of things you can do. So stay tuned for next time when we go to room number 6 and find out what's in that room. Can't wait. Remember to hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified of future videos. And don't forget to watch for an extra few seconds to see the sun reset in time. Boom! On point. See you guys next time. Bye.